Welcome back to Grampy's Garage. I'm Grampy. Today we're going to work on the rear wheel bearings on my 1976 Corvette. So come over here and let's look at the bearings themselves. Just like any other bearing, you're looking for play. And see that play right there? That's excessive. Come around to the other side. Again, that's pretty excessive. So we're gonna take this all apart. Another thing I got for this thing is a rebuild kit for the spring. Because the spring's looking a little shabby. The insulators between the springs are coming apart. And this comes with the kit, which you can get from Corvette Central. Comes with the new insulators, a new through bolt, and then a can of gray paint. Right there, light gray paint. So that's something else we're gonna do. But first, let's get it apart. So first off, the spring has to get disconnected. It's coming out anyways. Both axles have to come out of it. The shock has to come out of it. The caliper has to come off. Brake line. When I have the axles out of it, I'll check the U-joints to make sure they're all good and replace those as necessary. I took this apart prior to this, and when I took it apart, the hardware for the brake was hitting the rotor. So I took the hardware out of it, but it still made the noise it was making before, which was the bearings. I need a small toolbox to roll around, but then it's in the way when I'm not using it. As you can see, there's no brake hardware in here for the emergency brake. These emergency brakes are a pain in the butt to put together. When they rebuild it, they have to put that pin right there when they put it together, or you can't get that pin in for the emergency brake. There she is. Okay, come out. Come out, come out, come out. There we go. So, little trick somebody on YouTube, I think it was Corvette Ben, to get your end links on your spring out and to get the spring jacked where it needs to be. Put a couple of vice grips on your spring so you have something for your jack to hold on to when you jack it up, because obviously the spring is under pressure. These links, they have no miles on them. If they've got 100 miles on them and they're already cracked, I don't get it. All right. There you go. I don't know if you can see it, but you might not be able to see. Yeah. See the cracks in there? Those are brand new. Absolutely brand new. I don't know if any of you have been to Corvettes at Carlisle, but I highly recommend it. I learned so much. I talked to a lot of people. There was a guy named Gus there. He had a big booth selling you name it, and he was great. He definitely had a lot of information. And being a new Corvette owner, that's what I need. I need information. So where the trailing arm goes into the frame, there's a bushing up in here, and these shims should go back the way they came out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a picture of said shims, and then when I get it out, I'm going to kind of count them and see where they were based on the picture. My alignment guy, I talked to him prior to doing this, and he told me do not over tighten that nut right there, because it's very easy, I guess, to suck this, where this bolt goes through. It's very easy to suck it in against the bushing in there on the trailing arm, and you don't want to do that. All right. Okay. These are not marked, but very thin, and thin. And we're going to tape them together. These are left outer shims. And these would be the left inners. Okay. Left inner. Now we're gonna loosen the shock. I've been looking at lifts for my garage, but I don't know. Don't know that I want to do it. So I decided to go with Bilstein shocks. I thought about the QA ones, but the price on them was just way too much. So I went with the Bilsteins. There we go. All right, that one's ready to come out. All right, that's out. That piece right there goes inboard against the bushing on the trailing arm. Okay. Okay. And then there's a bushing in there. The strut rod has the same thing. There's those washers that go in against the strut rod. All right, skipped ahead a little bit. I took the link out of the other side of the spring. I'm gonna take the spring out, seeing how it's got to come out anyways. There, 5/8 socket. If I forget to say something when I put it back together, these rear bolts, there's 4 bolts here that hold the cover on the spring. The rear bolts, it's a blind hole that goes up through the casting. Supposedly, if you tighten those too much, you can break through the casting and cause a rear end leak. Thank you for watching the video. That video was shot last fall. I never recorded an ending to it. So please like, subscribe, share if you would, and leave a comment. I love reading the comments. Have a good day.